Folks, don't look now, but Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers have got themselves a top 10 recruiting class. And there's a lot of facets to this. There's a lot to unpack within this, but just remember what the conversation was when Brian Kelly got hired to LSU, and that clip started to circulate of him talking about his family, and everyone saying, oh my gosh, okay, self-awareness is at a zero. Brian Kelly is not going to work at LSU, and everybody was so quick to make a claim on what Brian Kelly was, what he wasn't, what he wouldn't be, and here we are. They got a top 10 class. They played for an SEC title. What you're going to say now is, I think, the thought process around a lot of the folks in Baton Rouge that were defending Brian Kelly, and more power to you. Here's the reality. They have a top 10 class. Here's why I'm so excited about what Brian Kelly is doing at LSU. Notice how they did it. They went ahead, ordered some barbed wire, ordered some iron, ordered some other appliances to help them make a fence, and they just put it around the whole state of Baton Rouge. Put it around the whole state of Louisiana, even more so. Baton Rouge, sure, but Louisiana, I think, where all the real talent a lot of talent is in Baton Rouge, right? And that was a big thing in Louisiana, to have access to that talent. And they built this top 10 class through the state of Louisiana. 12 of their 25 commits are in state. Guys with options. Zalance Hurd, Shelton Sampson. Dudes that could have played at a lot of other schools and said, you know what, I want to stay home. I want to be a part of what Brian Kelly's building here in my state. That's a very big deal, folks. That is one of the enormous luxuries of playing football at LSU and coaching football at LSU, because everything you need is only a few miles away from you, to be real with you, to win football games. So credit to Brian Kelly for building this thing within the state and making it a priority. If you haven't yet subscribed, we'd love to have you here. The party keeps on rolling every single day, 365 days a year. We got you covered. All right, so make sure you're locked in. It's college football all the time. The sport doesn't stop, so we don't either. All right? If you haven't followed me on the socials as well, at JD Piquel on Twitter and on Instagram, make sure you're locked in there. We have a lot of interaction there that we incorporate into this operation as well. Here's the other thing that I think needs to be talked about when it comes to Brian Kelly and this top 10 class. Remember how much pressure was on him when he took this job? Remember the conversation of, okay, well, now you have no more excuses. Now there's nothing else to be said. Because at Notre Dame, it was, hey, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. And if he didn't make good on the way this operation has gone, they'd be saying, okay, well, what's your excuse now? There was some pressure on Brian Kelly. There was a lot of pressure on Brian Kelly, and it turned out those weren't just complaints, but those were valid objections to what he wasn't feeling like he could get done at Notre Dame. And he's done very well to do well at LSU. I mean, he also had this conversation around him that Brian Kelly wouldn't recruit, or couldn't recruit, rather. Looks like he's recruiting just fine to me. LSU in their top 10 class sitting there saying, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Look at all the 5 stars. Look at how high we are in the On3 consensus team recruiting rankings. I think Brian Kelly can recruit just fine. And I think the branding of LSU and the pitch that you can make as Brian Kelly to say, hey, stay home or stay close to home and come compete for a national title here very, very soon, because the guys that have been here before have done it not that long ago, I think that pitch plays well. And so for him to be able to make good on that high-pressure situation and to have it not just be a thing where, okay, he's complaining and he's throwing these things out there to why he can't get it done, he's getting it done. It's kind of the fact of the matter. So here's the other thing that I'm looking at, and this is kind of my final point. Brian Kelly in year 1 has now provided proof of concept, because there is a lot of guys, whether you're in the state of Louisiana or you just like LSU, you're looking for a reason to be a Tiger. You're looking for a reason to go and tap the win bar and be a part of that program, because it's a special brand. And the reason why you would have, some kids not commit there previously would be, well, where's it going? Is that the LSU that I want to play for? Is that the LSU that I've come to know and expect? Or is it another version of things that I don't really know I want to be a part of? Brian Kelly has now set a precedent in his first year there that, hey, we're going to compete at the highest level. Played for an SEC title. If I told you were playing for an SEC title back when he got hired, you'd say, all right, bro, you need to take a nap and get off the crazy pills. He's provided now proof of concept. He's shown what he has there works. And for it to only be the first year, there's better things coming, I assure you. Brian Kelly is building an operation and building a program that's going to have some staying power, and this top 10 class is a tremendous example as to how it's going to go in the future. I promise you, this is not the last time we're going to see LSU finish in the top 10 over these next few years. They're cooking in LSU, and Brian Kelly has made it a point. He will recruit, and he will recruit well. And LSU is on their way to being back where they expect to be atop the college football landscape. Excited to watch it unfold. This is your show. I say it all the time. I mean that wholeheartedly. Join the party, subscribe. We'd love to have you. We've had, I would venture to guess, over 2,000 of you LSU faithful come and join us this season. We're so glad to have you here, man. It's an absolute blast, and we're excited to welcome you to what we're going to do this offseason. But if you haven't yet joined the party, no time like the present, we'd love to have you. All right? Also, follow me on the socials at JD Piquel on Twitter and on Instagram. Like I said, a great medium for us to communicate, interact, and just do more of what you want to see into this show. Nick Break, Lifting Heavy, this is your show, the People's Program. Every single thing that you know and that you love about college football, well, it happens here every single day. We're going to keep the party rolling, and we will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.